Everybody, I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers. I am sort of alongside my managing editor, Santana Wood, who is at home tonight under self-isolation. How are you?
I am doing good, getting a little lonely here, not being in the office, but it's definitely different working from home, but getting used to it. I know that a lot of people watching this are doing the same. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I do want to also say that Santana is not at home because she is tested or even feeling sick, just a precautionary measure. I think that's important for our viewers to know. But we do want to dig right into some latest coronavirus updates. First of all, our numbers continue to rise across the state. As of 4:40 p.m., the count jumped to 242, including 2 new cases in Elmore County, rising that count to 8 in the county, and 1 new case in Tallapoosa County, rising that number to 2.
Yep, we do have 2 cases here in Tallapoosa County now, and we have 8 cases in Elmore County. Russell Medical in Alexander City did confirm that second case in Tallapoosa County was tested at Russell Medical. We do not have any in Coosa County at this time. The latest total of individuals tested by the Alabama Department of Public Health is now at 2,321. So that's still just over 10% of tests by the state at this time that have been positive.
Yeah, and I think, again, everybody's questioning the numbers and things like that. And the best thing that we can say to you is just to remain, as quarantined as possible, stay indoors, those kinds of things. Take your precautionary measures when you do have to go out, because we don't know, so many people are still getting tested, things like that, waiting for test results to come back. So just make sure you're playing it safe.
Definitely. There, always could be more cases than are being reported. So continue to take those measures.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to announce some pretty major sports news? I actually got to work on sports a little bit today, so we'll have a story in Wednesday's Outlook about kind of what's going on with Central Alabama Community College, how those athletes and those programs are affected. But obviously, the big kind of national news was that the Olympic Games had been pushed back for a year. They still will be in Tokyo, according to right now. But I think that's obviously just a big precautionary measure. But it is kind of shocking because the Olympics has been one of those things that brings everyone together. So it's a little upsetting, I think.
It is disappointing for many to hear, I know, but probably the right decision. I think that a lot of these things, no one knows if it is the right decision or not, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And on some statewide news, Birmingham, their city council approved an ordinance Tuesday night, and they're the first in our state to do something similar, but they are having a shelter-in-place ordinance through at least April 30th at this time that prevents city residents from traveling or leaving their homes at all, except to go to work, buy essential items, go to the doctor, or exercise, and that is punishable by law. So again, this is a fear thing, but just to know that obviously Jefferson County does have those really big numbers. So I think that they're just trying to take those precautionary measures as much as possible. And it is only for a week or 6 days even. So I think it's just more precautionary and they'll reevaluate the situation.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of things going on in the state right now that are precautionary and then reevaluating them later. And we'll continue to see stuff like that. But that is right now the first city in Alabama to issue that shelter-in-place type of ordinance.
Yeah.
Over in Tallapoosa County, some local news here. We've got our local grocery stores, Piggly Wiggly and Winn-Dixie, are seeing demand for supplies increase, as can be assumed, which means some price changes and also some out of stock items. We've had some people wonder if it is price gouging, rising the price in order to make some profit. And that's not the case here with those 2 establishments. They just are having to pay more for their items, therefore having to rise the prices a little bit. and they're not making any more profit than they were on those prices before.
Yeah, and just a note on that as well, the Alabama Attorney General did sort of define what price gouging is, and I believe it's 25% more than anything else in the area for the last 30 days. So I don't think that those are reaching those numbers at this point. Obviously, also things like, when we talk to Piggly Wiggly's manager, things like eggs. This is a time when eggs rise in general. So combine that with everything that's going on. That's something that's to be expected. Another big news is that the mayor in Alexander City did say that the city would not disconnect utility services for late payments. And the city will waive late fees on city utility bills. And I just want to say personally, if you are able to pay your utility bill, please do. I mean, don't be one of these people that takes advantage of that. That's really for people who are really struggling. And if you're able to, obviously, any money that the city can get and those utilities can get, the more likely they are to stay on, the more likely they are to help those people in need for a longer period of time.
Definitely. And I think it's really great of the city to make that announcement and do that for the people who are in need. Because there are going to be a lot of people and already there are so many people whose jobs have been affected. So I think that was great of the mayor to do. Also in local news, we've got here in Tallapoosa County, more people coming to Lake Martin and kind of self-isolating here on the lake in their second homes, or having kids out of school, going over to their lake house as well. Russell Land, Stillwater's Golf, and even Renfro's Market have all noticed the increase in people in the lake area.
Yeah, so look out for a couple stories on those things in Wednesday's Outlook. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to discuss some Elmore County news as well as a couple other things before we sign off. Hey, and so we are back again. I'm Lizzie Arbogast with Tallapoosa Publisher, sports editor here alongside my managing editor, Santana Wood. We've talked some statewide news, some sports news, some Tallapoosa County news. Want to dig into how the coronavirus is affecting Elmore County as well.
Yep, getting into some Elmore County news, we've got the Alabama Department of Public Health shipped the Elmore County Emergency Management Agency 13,300 N95 masks, and those are the special mask that the CDC actually recommends to use, and those will be distributed to medical care providers and nursing homes as well. We've also got in Tallahassee, city employees will be delivering meals for the senior center while it is closed, and they receive some masks as well.
Yeah, and also a pretty cool thing, the Chamber of Commerce in Wetumpka has designated Tuesdays as Takeout Tuesdays, encouraging residents to support local businesses, both restaurants and through takeout and curbside, but also local retail places who are doing some curbside purchases as well. And also in Tallahassee, Studio B on South Ann Ave is serving lunches to go for students starting Thursday from 11 to noon. So that's a nice service that they're doing.
Definitely. Want to get into some myth versus fact that we like to talk about with you guys. We heard some people saying that the coronavirus is killed by ultraviolet rays and temperatures above 50 degrees. This is not confirmed. The CDC does say it is not yet known whether weather and temperature impacts the spread of COVID-19 or not. Generally, coronaviruses survive for shorter periods of time at high temperatures and higher humidity, but the CDC says that it doesn't have direct data of COVID-19.
Yeah, and I think obviously it's in Alabama and it's been hotter than 50 degrees here. So that's something that, don't kind of lean on any kind of quick cures or anything like that. Once there are information about cures and things that can help us, obviously the CDC will get us that information. And I felt good about ending on a feel good last night, so we're going to do it again tonight. We have a story in the Outlook on Wednesday about Amber Dolland, who has severe asthma and just reached out for help. And another local lady kind of connected with her and brought her groceries and enough asthma medication to get through the week. So even though that local, her name is Kath Green, was self-isolating at that time, she kind of came out of that in order to help out another local. So that's great to see.
Yeah, that's definitely great to see. I'm glad to see people helping out. There's a lot of people in need at this time, one way or another, and we're glad to see stuff like that happening. Over in Wetumpka, the Chamber of Commerce's Color Wetumpka Happy will be leaving buckets of chalk on sidewalks in downtown Wetumpka on March 27th and 28th for people to kind of de-stress with creativity. They ask people to take the necessary precautions, of course, and continue to do that social distancing with the 6-foot rule if you're going to attend that.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously with schools being out, we have a lot of teachers who are kind of trying to go above and beyond. And tonight we heard about Tallahassee Elementary School started a virtual reading party where teachers have actually videotaped themselves reading some of their students' favorite books. And you can see that on Tallahassee City Schools webpage. But that's very cool, especially when, kids do rely on their teachers as mentors and even friends, depending on the age. And so that's a really cool thing to feel good stories. If you have any, actually got a call from a nice gentleman today to give me a couple of those feel good stories we'll be working on throughout the week. So feel free to reach out to us. We are always here for you.
Yep, continue to bring those to us, and any rumors that you hear that you want us to debunk, go ahead and bring those to us as well. And continue to come to us as your trusted source for news here in the Lake Martin area and River Region area. Everything that we put out to you, we have accurately verified 100%. And completely vetted in order to ensure that it's the factual news for you. We're trying to keep you up to date as much as we can throughout this every single day. Here at night, weeknights, 7 o'clock, live on Facebook, and also through our newspapers. The Wetumpka Herald and the Tallahassee Tribune come out tomorrow. And, of course, our Alex City Outlook, which comes out Tuesday through Saturday. And we thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, y'all. Again, appreciate all of your support. Be sure to tune in for the rest of the week and contact us with any information, news tips, anything like that you have for us. We appreciate it. Again, I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers, alongside managing editor Santana Wood, and we appreciate y'all as always.
Have a good night.